Hello, everyone. Let's see, must be having difficult technical. Um, let's see. Hey, RV hiker girl. Hey, Patrick. Hey, Chris Acone, Ryan King, Brad Hassler, Danny the Camper, Mischief on the Trail, Ron Chris. Let me see. I'm hearing the ATC is getting some blowback for their actions during this panic. Anyone else heard any word? I mean, I think they are getting some blowback, but a lot of people support their decision too. Just, I guess it depends on like how you feel about the whole thing. The thing I don't like about the ATC, about them, I understand them saying giving people like a extra an extra 12 months to finish their through hike, qualified as a hike. But the fact that they were like, if you don't get off by this date, we're not going to recognize your through hike, which is ridiculous. I mean, the truth is, if you're out there through hiking to get a badge, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's okay. That's your prerogative, but you should be out there through hiking for yourself, not for the ATC to give you a little certificate at the end. Because trust me, it's not that big of a deal, really. At the end of the day, it's the memories that count. Let me see. Hey, Kodak. Hey, Sean. Hey, EC. Todd. Hey, Todd. And let me see. Hey, Alan. Hey, the Blazing Bakers. Hey, Scoutmaster. What's up, man? Thanks for joining. Hey, Leanne. Michael Kading. Wisconsin is fighting back. Should be very interesting times. Blessings on completing your journey. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. Let's see. Seeking other opportunities. Hi, I was watching your live chat from December when this popped up. Awesome, man. Hey, Jim. What's up, man? Hey, Todd. Hey, John. Hey, John Petrie. How's it going, man? Hope you get back on trail soon. Wait, I think you were saying you're probably not going to get back on this year, I think. Hey, Lamplighter. What's up, man? Hey, Scott. Ryan King, anyone hear Mighty Blues recent podcast with the Miss Janet segment? Check it out. No, I have not heard it yet. The Blazing Bakers, hey Artillery Bugs, Benny, howdy, the Burjay, John Miller, Slick from Tommy Watson Adventures, glad to hear from you. Thanks, Tommy, appreciate it, man. Good to see you back on, man, Ben. Thanks, man. I'm not back on yet. I'm getting back on. We're leaving Saturday. And let me see. Tony Duggle, what obstacles do you anticipate? Law enforcement hassles, blowback in towns. Wish you success. No, you know what? I really don't think the law enforcement is going to get involved, really. And I don't think I'm going to get too much hassle. I mean, like I said, that couple came up to me when I was going through Atkins, and I'm not sure what was up with them, but when they came up to me, when the guy walked off, he definitely headed down an easement, which kind of tells me that he lived around there. So I don't know what was up with that, but after that incident, I don't know, man. I just felt uneasy and I started getting really paranoid. And that was a big reason I came home is I just kind of had to regroup and try to come up with a game plan to go back and finish this. As soon as my wife came to pick me up, we already had plans of heading back in 2 weeks. Anyways, we just needed to go back and just come up with a solid plan. And so that's what we did, and that's why we're heading back so soon. Let me see. Kayaking Kelly, did you finish? No, I didn't. I left off at Atkins. That's where I stopped. Hey, Amy and John. Nice. Thanks for joining. Karen Wallace. Hey. So, yeah, I left off in Atkins. I ended up going back to Marion, and I don't know. Like I said, I was just the whole hike was getting weird. Like you could feel all the tension in the air, and when I was in Marion, what I did is I would just go like to the Sonic just to get food, and I stayed in my hotel room the whole time because I was really trying not to get any food. And if I had to go to the grocery store, I went to like the dollar. I didn't go to the Walmart. I went the first time to Walmart, but then from then on out, I stopped going. I would go to the Dollar Tree, but mostly I would just go to the Sonic, and I tried to like stay away from people. But I did get a few looks even in Marion from some locals, and I don't know, it could have just been looks, but I don't know. Like I said, I was paranoid, and like I said, everything was just, it just did. It felt like my through hike felt like it did when I was in Pennsylvania when there was no one around and it was just me out there. And the towns felt empty, the trail empty, and you could just feel like, I don't know, you could just feel it in the air, the tension. And it was really weird. It really was. It was surreal, and it just made it made me really moody and kind of like, I don't know, just moody. And, my mood was going up and down. And like I said, I was paranoid, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, you know what? I need to just get my bearings straight. And the best thing I thought was to go home and come up with a game plan and go back. So let me see, back on these questions. Let me see. Jennifer Brennan. Hi, Quicksand. It's not the badge, it's the personal gratification. Oh, yeah, I agree 100%. Hey, Easy Does It. Tyler says, hey, what's up, Quicksand? Trying to figure out if I'm getting back on this year, hoping you're able to. Tyler, I'm getting back on for sure, man. And I'm gonna hopefully finish. I don't think it's gonna be as hard as people were making it out to seem, but we'll see. I got a good game plan. I'll always have someone there. So I'm always gonna have someone out there who can get me right away. If for something happens, I'll be able to just call them, and they'll be able to get me at the nearest road or trail crossing. So that's a big thing that's gonna be good about this thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going back to Delville because I want to get the Virginia Triple Crown over with right away before, just in case anything happens. Because I know the ATC did petition to get public lands closed. And so honestly, I thought the week that I got off, they were going to close public lands, but it looks like it's still not up in the air. So I want to at least get that part over with, because that's the part that they're really going to be, if anyone's going to be watching any part of the trail, I'm going to be finishing up on. It's the Virginia Triple Crown, and that's Tinker Cliffs, McAfee Knob, and Dragon's Tooth. So what I'm doing is I'm going back to Delville, and I'm gonna get that done, and I'm gonna do like a long section day hike of that section, and then the next day I'm gonna probably do two where I get picked up just to get that section over where I don't have to sleep overnight. And then after that, I'll probably have like a 3-day section where I stay 2 nights over, and then the person helping me is going to relocate to the next place. And then once we get there, they're going to pick me up, and then we're going to do some short slacks to finish it up in Atkins, where I'll finish it up. Because right now I just really don't care where I'm finishing it up. I just want to finish it. And anyways, I still have to finish Springer at the end. So that will be where I finally end it. So let me get some more questions here. Christopher says, hey there. Hey, Christopher. So John says, doing good, planning to restart at Harper's Ferry and go Nobo, then flip and finish at Fontana. That's right. I remember reading your post. You said that. That's a good plan. Glenn says, fight the good fight, always. Cash, MACS says, hey, Quicksand, can't wait to see you finish up. Thanks, man. Ben says, are the rest of your miles open and accessible? From what I understand, they are open and they're accessible. You just can't park there. From what I understand, just the parking's closed. So we'll see what happens for sure. What advice, John G says, what advice do you have for Oso still on the trail? Is Oso still on the trail? I wasn't sure if he was. You know what? I don't really need to give advice to Oso. Oso is one of those dudes. He's like, the dude, he's not scared at all. He's not intimidated. He's not paranoid. He really isn't. He's like, and it's funny because I love this dude, but he actually is looking at all of this as an extra challenge to his through hike. And he's like loving it. He likes the extra challenge. And that's just the type of dude he is, man. And so I think, honestly, I think he's like enjoying this, to be honest. I really do. But anyways, so I don't think he needs any advice from me. The dude's solid, man. So Joe Bradley says Catawba Mountain parking lot is barricaded. Yeah, man, you can't park there, but I mean, a human body can fit through those barricades pretty easy. Let's see. Danny the camper says, "Where quicksand? Where what? Where am I finishing or heading off?" Let me see. Lightfoot says, "Hello, quicksand from Ohio." Hey, Lightfoot. Aaron says, "Hey, bud." Hey, Aaron. Ron Chris says, "The lemmings are still pissed off because of hikers not following the crowd." Yeah, man. I mean, here's I can get into so much. I've been watching the video that is, I just think is crazy. So I live near a golf course, and these people are playing golf all day long. But I watched this video of this paddleboarder in California, and the guy's out there paddleboarding, and his friends are taping him because everyone knows who this guy is. Oh man, I can't remember his name, but this dude is one of those dudes too. He's kind of like, he's just one of those guys who's like, he's a freedom lover, man. So he's out there paddling. I'm sure y'all seen it. And there's like three cops on the beach just sitting there, none of them wearing masks, or at least like right next to each other. Then a lifeguard boat, and then you see the sheriff boat, and they start chasing them. And the lifeguard boat actually cuts this guy off, almost hits him. I mean, there's some serious propellers on those lifeguard boats. And then the sheriff comes in and they haul off this one guy, this one paddleboarder, take him to jail where they have room now because they released all these other criminals. I mean, it's insane. And I could go on and on and on and on about these videos. It's just nuts. And so people are worried about me being out there hiking. All those people who are worried about me, I say this to you. I'm sure you have stuff to worry about. So why don't you worry about cleaning your own front yard, your backyard, whatever you got to do. Why are you so worried about me, really? Do you know, M. Davis says, quicksand, do you know if hikers are being fined for hiking past a sign saying trail closed? I have not heard of any hikers being fined for that yet. So we'll see. You're an inspiration. Keep doing what you do. Thanks. That's Hammer Down Boating. Thank you. How many trails do you have left to finish? You mean big trails? I'm not really understanding that question. See, Chasing Butterflies. Good to see you. Thank you. The Blazing Bakers. We could care less about getting a certificate. The problem we had was knowing we were going to have to skip all over the place, potentially wasting time, resources. Man, I can understand that. When I first did my through hike in 2016, I didn't want to skip any sections, and I always wanted to go northbound. I didn't really care about slack packing. Like I said, I knew I was going to do some slack packing. I'm like I said, I'm a trail runner. I love hiking. I like mixing it up. But the thing I always wanted to do was go northbound and not skip sections. So I totally understand that. And I totally understand. The thing is, I understand why people who were starting a northbound this year got off. I mean, I would have too. I would have probably just waited for 20, no, I don't know. 2021 is going to be jammed. I mean, it's going to be rough, I think. But I understand why you about skipping around. I wouldn't want to either on my first through hike. Let's see. Ron Chris says, "Hi, M. Davis. I talked to, okay, this is talking to someone else." Kayaking Kelly says, "Maybe things will get back to normal soon and you can finish. I am looking forward to seeing you finish. I am getting back on this weekend, whether things are normal or not." Because, I mean, I don't think things are ever going to be completely normal again after this. But because of a lot of research I've done, a lot of stuff I believe, and this is what I believe. I'm not asking anyone else to believe it. I've come to the conclusion that it's ridiculous to wait any longer, that it's not a big deal for me to just go and finish this up now. That's truly how I feel. Even if some people don't, they think they get on, call me names and stuff, and that's fine and stuff. I mean, whatever, like name calling is just, I mean, anyone can type in asshole, so I've waited all out. I've done research, and I like me and my wife, since I've been back home, I don't, honestly, I feel like I'm more away from the coronavirus current issues thing because me and my wife, we don't watch any cable. We're very selective about what movies and stuff we watch because we don't let that stuff get in our heads. We're totally not plugged in. And like I said, I've been an independent thinker for a long time, and I I don't believe the mainstream media, and it's I just don't believe anything they say. Almost matter of fact, everything they say to me, I almost can go on the opposite of that and it be true. And that's why I've come to my conclusions. That's why I've always held the position I've held now, and I'm going to continue to do it because it's my belief. I have the right to believe in it, and I don't feel like I'm a threat to anyone out there. I don't feel like it's a threat to me, and I'm going to just continue doing what I'm doing, and I'm not going to get caught up in this hype. Let's see. Benjamin Matt says places are already starting to open back up, starting to realize the government media are blowing this way out of proportion. Yeah, definitely. And Benjamin, you can see the people in Michigan, like what they did yesterday is amazing to me. And I think everyone should be doing it. And the thing is, Michigan is they were like not letting these people buy house supplies, seeds. Now that's suspicious. When you are like not letting people buy seeds, and then when the CDC is going to these meat factories and giving random tests and saying, "Oh, like you have 500 people who are contagious. We need to shut this down." Because the one thing for sure, man, is if you control the food, you control the population. There is no doubt about that. So that kind of stuff is super suspicious to me. And it just is another layer that adds on to this that just validates my thinking. And they see that's the thing. They shouldn't lie so much. And all the facts are distorted. The numbers are thrown in these numbers that they don't even know into these models, which make the models BS, which makes the whole thing BS. It's just made up, man. I'm not saying that something out there isn't killing people, but and like they're tracking all these deaths for the coronavirus, but no one can tell you how many people have died from the flu, from emphysema, from heart disease, all kinds of stuff. But they can tell you exactly how many people died from the coronavirus to that hour because everyone has their little maps up with the little red splotches, and it's like, it's just the red's getting all over the place. And it's just a fear tactic. Think about the news, the media is going, okay, let's create this little map of the United States and show how it's infecting. Every day it's just going to get worse and blotchier and blotchier and blotchier until these people are panicking like a teenager with acne all over their face. And that's what's going on. It's just crazy. And that's why I just don't believe the hype, man. Let me see. Lock McCann says, I would love to talk to you, but I'm still at work. Oh, okay, man. RVA Hiker Girl says, Andrew in the Mountains is a Nobo and is still on trail. He just made it to PA. He said there are about 5 other hikers still hiking that he knows of around him. Yes, there are definitely still a lot of people through hiking. I would say like at least 15% are still out there hiking. Danny the Camper, how about Mischief on the AT? Mischief on the trail. I think he's still off. I'm pretty sure. I mean, the thing with Mischief is he really, really depends on all those hostels being open, the shuttling. I mean, he needs that because he can't. I mean, he can't pull the miles like even any like an average hiker can. So he really is he needs all that stuff to be open to do his hike. Benjamin Mott says more people have died from the flu in a usual week than the supposed coronavirus. has killed this whole pandemic. Yeah, man, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's all fishy. And the thing is like, I'm not going to get into it too much about that, but that's why I'm telling people. That's why I'm getting back on. And there's been few people, maybe it's just a few people who've left like, that's funny. These people who leave these comments are always, they always got to use the little name calling, you know? And it's ridiculous. And some of these people, let me tell you, are people I supported last year on their hike the whole way, man. And they feel like it's cool to come on my channel. You know what? If you don't like what I'm doing, that's fine, man. But why do you feel like you need to go, you're an asshole? I mean, dude, it's just ridiculous, man. These people. And yeah, so I don't know. Let me see. Home place is closed. Bummer. Yeah, it's been closed. Mischiefs. Okay. Joe Grunt says, I heard that you're an Illuminati secret. Is there any truth to this? I heard that you're an Illuminati secret squirrel. Man, no, man. No, man. I swear, man. I don't have nothing to do with the Illuminati. Let me see. Be safe. Good luck. National Park Service closed trail due to Dragon's Tooth. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to figure out something. I'll figure it out. If I have to hike it through night or something, I'll figure something out. Let's see. Jennifer says, just so you know, we are all with you. The woods are the best cure. Thanks, Jennifer. I appreciate it. Just for your information, this is from Tammy Hoffman. Park services have already closed areas you were going to. Hope you find a way around. Yeah, I mean, they were closed when I was still on trail, that section. So yeah, I know it's closed, but from what I understand, the trail itself is not closed. That it's just the parking and the trail heads that are closed. And it's weird, but I don't care. I'm gonna go for it and see what happens, man. JWP64, nice to hear you're going back out, Outlaw Hiker. Yeah, everyone calls me Outlaw Hiker now, because that video, Outlaw Hiking. The reason I did that title with that video is because me and that kid we both had this like backstory, and it's funny that we had come up with a backstory. And like, that's what outlaws always do when they would go into towns. They'd have some kind of backstory. So that's why I named it that. It's not like I really think I'm an outlaw or think it's cool to be an outlaw. I like very, very limited government, but I do understand that, you know, we need government, we need rules for a civilization. Let's see. Okay, so Yurko says, I'm the guy with the hiker lost and found. Not sure if you've heard of ya or not. We do shuttling in North Georgia, so if you need any rides or anything when you get to Springer, give us a shout. I'll be glad to help out. All right, man. Appreciate that. Let's see, Jacob Poucher says, Ramdino has turned to the dark side also. What's the dark side? I'm not really sure. I mean, here's the thing about that is everyone is entitled to their own opinion about the ATC or about whether they think people should be out there or not. And but the thing is the harassment is I don't even want to call it bullying, because to me it's not bullying. It's just because it's so pathetic that I just can't even see it as bullying. It's just harassment, and it's hard to not let it get to you, because after a while it gets to you and people are like, oh, you keep saying you're so hated. Here's a challenge to anyone. Go to anyone's videos, hiking videos, go to any hiking videos, through hiking videos, and tell me if you can see that many thumbs down for other people's videos. And you'll see it started with my one video where I said, where it was featuring Mick Ranty and No Apologies, where all I did was call out a Chinese communist regime that's been responsible for human rights violations for decades. That's all I did in that video, is I just called them out. And I said, this thing was made in a lab, genetically altered. They're finding out now that it definitely did come from some lab. Um, and if it comes from a lab, then it's definitely genetically altered. It's something sinister. Just believe that. Um, so these people, like, as soon as I called the Chinese communist regime out, I mean, I'm telling you, everyone that I hiked with in 2016, my whole trail family, supposedly trail family, everyone I hiked with, except for Unicorn, stopped following me on social media. They probably deleted my number. I mean, I hiked thousands of miles with these people, had their back, and all I did was make a video and voice my opinion about a communist organization that is a horrible organization. And these people like dropped me like that. And yeah, so if you look back at all my videos from there on out, I guarantee you there's people who are subscribed to me just so they can downvote my video when it comes on. My last video, I had like 127 thumbs down. And if you look at all my videos from before that, I might have like 3, 4, 5. But then from that on, it just gets. So I have people just waiting to thumbs down me. I've deleted so many like just horrible comments. And yeah, so people are like, oh, you're not that hated, you're just crying. Yeah, go see if anyone else has anything close to that. Ben says, I saw that paddleboard video. Yeah, it's crazy. And the guy, the kid, the dad in Colorado playing t-ball with his son. Did you see that video? Them arresting him. And I mean, there's a few other ones. It's crazy. It's just crazy. And the thing that makes it so crazy is these places, these same places are letting people out of jail like real criminals and then arresting these people who are minding their own business, getting some fresh air and exercise. It's almost like they all want us, the liquor stores are still open, all the fast food's still open. All anyone's doing is cooking and eating. It's almost like they just want us to veg around, get fat, get intoxicated, get lazy, get plugged into MSM. Now everyone's in their homes watching their little monitors with the red blotches going all over the place. It's almost like it was like planned, you know? See, Michael Hyatt says, glad to see you heading back out. Thanks, man. Brian Foy says, great to hear you're getting back out on the trail. If you need anything, just hit me up. All right, man. Thanks. Robert Shower says, best of luck to you when you commence, and remember to social distance from the bears. They may not be aware of the rules, man. Oh, man. Trust me, when it comes to bears, I definitely use social distancing. But the funny thing about bears, every bear I've seen except for one, when they see me, their like eyes get big and they just run. I swear bears are so scared. The only one that didn't run from me was the one I saw in the Smokies in February in the cold weather, which I think that bear was disturbed because, like I said, it looked at me and then just slowly walked off. And bears just don't do that. And it didn't go in the opposite direction. It just kind of went off. So I don't know. But yeah, I social distance from bears. Let me see. Artillery Bug says, I've lost a lot of faith in the hiking community throughout all this mess. Their true colors came through. Yeah, and it's not just the hiking community, man. Man, I'm not even lying. Me too. So many people. Honestly, my whole outlook on life changed after this event, man. It really has. Like, I don't know. It's my whole perspective on everything has really changed. And a lot of stuff that people have told me forever and ever and ever. And I've always been like, yeah, these guys might be a little crazy. And then certain things happen. You're like, get your attention. Then none. And then this to me was like, it validated all this stuff people have told me forever that I kind of thought these people were crazy, but I don't know. Let's see. Okay, Doug Bresky says, hello, Quicksand. Love you, bro. Do you have Clint in your back pocket? make my day. No, man. Honestly, I would never carry a gun on the trail. Not that I'm against people who carry guns. Like if people feel like they need to carry a gun on the trail, I mean that's fine. That's their business, and I never would judge anyone who does it because I'm totally good with guns and I'm totally like pro gun, pro Second Amendment person. But I don't personally, I don't ever feel like I need to carry a gun. I feel like I lived in Atlanta for 10 years and walked around without a gun. If ever in my life I needed to carry a gun around, it was when I lived in Atlanta. Oh man, I know someone's gonna be like, oh my God, that's so racist. Let's see. Holy Spirit Ministry. It is appearing evident that we must start forming organic, spiritually founded freedom networks composed of those from whom absolutely will not accept any form of vaccines or techno ID. Here's the thing. I understand some vaccines like smallpox stuff, have been needed, but here's all I'm going to say about vaccines. If Bill Gates and these crazy people who have no business in the vaccine department come up with some vaccine and they're like, it's mandatory, you have to take the vaccine. Trust me, I am not taking no vaccine. I mean, no, no. And that will be like so much validation if that happens, this universal worldwide mandatory vaccine. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. But man, but I wouldn't put it past these psychopaths. I really wouldn't. Chuck off campus. Hi, Quicksand. Hey, man. Michael Kading. Amen to Holy Spirit Ministry. Oh, yeah. And Holy Spirit Ministry always has great comments, too. Tammy Hoffman. Safer on the trail than in Walmart. I mean, I'm sure, definitely. You would think so. Will you still be pushing out videos when you get back on trail? Jim Brennan asked. Yes, Jim, definitely, I will. And I don't know. I think since I've been off for a while, I'll be, I'll probably make them a little bit more, creative because my creative juices have been all like, stored up. Let's see. Mud Smeller, so freaking happy to see you and much love to you and your wife. Thanks, Mud Smeller, man. Appreciate it. Jack Garner says, hey, Quicksand. Hey, Jack. Following Walker's World. Hey, Quicksand, good to see you and looking forward to see you out there. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Ben Peterson, are you hiking solo the rest of the way? Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to hike. I like to hike solo anyways, but definitely with what's going on, I'm hiking solo. And that's the thing. And that's another reason. So I came home. I've basically been quarantined. I haven't left my property. I went to get fast food one time and we just went to the drive-through. And then I went into a convenience store, a racetrack, and there was like maybe 4 people in there. But besides that, the only people I've been around is my wife, and then her friend was over here. And that's all the people I've had contact with. And it'll be 14 days. And so, no one can say that I haven't like sat here and tried, done my little quarantine, my civic duty, if you will, whatever that's about. Let me see. Kodak hikes. I will be getting back out there in a week or so. Won't be the hike I originally planned, but I sure will have a good story to tell. Yeah, Kodak. Yeah, the hike, even when people decide to get back on, if they can end up getting back on, but like Virginia, y'all know Virginia, the governors already did through June 10th. Like it's a mandatory stay inside, don't open up businesses through June 10th. So I don't, I mean, if all the people are waiting till it all subsides, the thing is it's not going to be just happen all in the country. It's going to be from state to state to state, the way they're going to start opening up stuff. And Virginia, I don't think that knowing that governor, he's not going to all of a sudden go, okay, well, we'll do it early. I mean, he's going to hold out definitely till June 10th. So either way, anyone who's planning to do Virginia before June 10th is going to have a hard time. And so this year, people are going to be doing crazy flip-flops like I did. I mean, I did a crazy flip-flop, and it's awesome. Honestly, I've enjoyed doing a flip-flop. Like I said, I have a whole new outlook on through hiking. I would never, if I went and did what I did now, I would never through hike the whole AT. It's not, to me, it's just not like necessary, or I don't know. I just don't see the point in it anymore. I would definitely just skip from section to section to section, but I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot, but like I said, like my whole my whole outlook on backpacking and through hiking has totally changed, and I don't really have rules anymore. Like I would just, I don't know. But I understand like if you're first doing it and you're like, I want to through hike the whole AT, I totally get that. And even the second time was amazing. But for me, I would never go and do that whole trail again ever because it's just, to me, I just don't see the point in it. Okay, so Joe Grunt says, bro, as someone who worked for the government, if they say one thing to ease your mind, rest assured the truth is the opposite. Yeah, man, it almost seems like anyone with common sense would see that, but I don't know. The problem is I gotta remember because I know people who are close to me, and the problem is when you hear that stuff, when you have that stuff tuned in all the time, and you're just listening to these talking heads pump their narrative into your head. I mean, you just, I don't know, you just believe it's true and it's like delusional. It's just like the movie The Matrix. We all want to believe that everything is very, very, very secure and that the people who run this security are not corrupt and have our best interests in mind. The truth is the exact opposite of that, unfortunately. So yeah, man. Let's see. Okay. Josh Miller says, I so agree with your thoughts. Nice to hear. Thanks, man. Ann Wilkins, your wife rocks. What a great backup you have. My wife does rock, but she's not necessarily the person helping me. I don't really want to talk about who's helping me do this. It could be my wife. It may not be my wife. But I have a person and a backup person helping me through the rest of this thing. When hikers are walking, M. Davis says, when hikers are walking through an area closed by park services, are there trail police to stop them or arrest the hikers? Yeah, I know. Good question, right? Todd Stoll, definitely opposite. The Patriot Act, question mark, so unpatriotic. The CARE Act, they don't care about us. Everything they say should be looked at in the opposite. The Patriot Act, when 9/11 happened, look at all the freedom we lost, man. I mean, we lost so much freedom. And I have people who were telling me, they're like, it's best to be safe. We can fight for our freedoms and get them back. No, we can't. Everyone knows once they take freedoms from us, they're impossible to get back. You don't get them back. All you got to do is study the history of America, the history of world history, ancient history. That's just kind of a common theme. Your rights get taken when crazy stuff happens and there's a distraction. Everyone's worried about this. Your rights get pulled out, and then you come out of it and you're like, okay, everything's good now. And it's not good because all of a sudden you're like, wait, what's this? Oh, wait, what? Why is it every time I fly, I have to deal with these people who have control issues and want to just fill me up and down and make me take off my shoes and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's because as our society, we don't go after the criminals, the problem. We just go, okay, now everyone has to pay and everyone's getting punished. And that's kind of how our system works. It's crazy. Pause on the Trail says, glad to see you going back to finish. I'm hoping now the Smoky Mountain shelter rule will change to no sheltering allows to tent anywhere. Yeah, I know. I don't think that's going to happen in the Smokies. They're so rigid. They'll just be like, no, we'll keep it closed until we feel like it's okay. Karen Wallace, I agree. Mudflat, right on, brother. DGMC3, just jumped on. How much further do you have to go? I only have like 100 and less than 180 miles. Let me see. David Ramblin' Rose, I'm happy to learn that you have a plan to finish and have support to pull it off. Wear a mask in town. No one will recognize you. Let me see. Robert Fredette says, "Greetings from Maine. Good luck and stay safe on trail." Thanks, Robert. Blazing Bakers, we wish you all the best. Quicksand, you got this. Thanks. What's up? Kevlar 1011 says, "What's up, Quicksand? I was wondering where you were. I figured maybe you just shut the camera off and made a run to the finish line." Yeah, a lot of people thought that. But no, I came home for a little bit just to, you know, like I said, I just wanted to get my bearings, and the best thing to do is to come home and talk with my wife and be with my wife for a little bit because she like kind of, like centers my spinning, my thinking, and so together we came up with a great plan, and that's kind of what I needed to do. So, um, Blazing Baker says, "Do you still have Noon's tag?" Who? I'm not Noon's tag. Let me see. Ron Chris, hope you will be able to deliver it to Katahdin this year. No. So a lot of people don't realize, like, I already have done Katahdin. That was my very first climb. So I've been hiking. Well, a lot of people I'm sure know this, but I've been hiking on the trail forever. A lot of setbacks. I basically just have this little section in Virginia to finish, and I'll be done. And that's why I've been wanting to just finish and stay on trail, because I don't have to go all the way to Maine or the mid-Atlantic states. I just have like a 180-mile section in Virginia to finish, and I'll be done. And Springer Mountain. Okay, what happened? Okay, so Ben Peterson, any future long trails plans out west? Hope you make it out to Colorado, man. So the next trail I'm gonna do is, I probably will not do anything big this year for sure. I think what I'm gonna do, my next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like a fall tour where I'm just gonna go out for like maybe 2 weeks and do a section and skip around during the fall on the AT. But yeah, that's it. But then, and I'll start looking at doing maybe the PCT. I definitely want to do that next. But like I said, I may just chop it in half, not do a full through hike, just do like half of it and then do the other half. Because like I said, after this hike, I've been like, I love doing the movies and I want to keep making the movies on my hikes. But doing a huge long trail like this and making the videos like I make is, I don't know, man. It's rough. Like, it's rough. Like, if I had people helping me, it'd be a whole different story, but it's rough doing it all by yourself. I don't think I could do another like 2,000 plus mile trail and make the videos I'm making, because I would have to be out there for 9 months again. Let's see. So I think that's it. I think I answered all the questions. Oh, did I? So my wife says I missed a butt, so I'm going back. Cool about your attitude shift. I love to see and hear about the through hike people, but I am with you about it is okay and legit to leave the rules at the trailheads. Yeah, man. I mean, I think I really understand the whole hike your own hike thing. Like, honestly, in 2016, like, I hiked with like people, believe it or not, I hiked with a few couples. I hiked around them and they were like in their late 60s, and like they would go and use the Blue Blaze trails when it was a pretty technical hard section. But I mean, they still are through hiking the trail because it's their hike, and it's their hike, and if they choose to do a Blue Blaze and they still call it a through hike, it is a through hike. It's just whatever people want to call it. I mean, like in the beginning of my hike, you would even see I'd be like, I knew all these people who were yellow blazing. It was driving me nuts. And the biggest reason it was driving me nuts is because they were acting like they weren't yellow blazing. But then I would meet people who were yellow blazing and they were quite honest and like, yeah, man, I'm just like hiking, skipping sections. I don't care. And I'm not even gonna lie. And a lot of these flip floppers in the beginning, they were like, well, we decided to hike this section this way, and it was more enjoyable. And I'm not gonna lie, I was envious of all of them, and I was like, man, God, someday I got to get out here and just do that and have no rules. And from now on, especially when it comes to the AT, there's no rules. I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna like totally enjoy it and just do the really beautiful, great sections. Because here's the truth about the AT, like 60% of it is like it just looks the same, man, and there's nothing special, especially during the summer. It's just like nothing special at all. So I understand why people skip around a lot. Okay, Wingnut says, have you heard from MLB or Mule? I've heard from Avid. He was asking me about the thing going on and about hiking during this virus outbreak and everything. And I guess they're all doing good. Avid said he's doing the worst because the job he was going to get isn't available anymore, and so yeah, I don't know. He seemed upbeat, but just kind of like same as everyone else, hoping this thing ends soon. Craig Turner says, "Do you play video games?" I do play some, but not a lot. I have been playing since I've been home. I've been playing I've been playing old Xbox 360 games. The Blazing Baker zigzagging. Yep, zigzagging. That's what it's all about, man. I don't know, man. I love it now. I'm totally into zigzagging. Um, Patrick says, my wife wants to hear your wife say something about the hike. Do you want to yell something? I don't think she has anything to say about it. She says she doesn't know what to say. Okay, the Bird J, best trail videos out there. Great music, great footage. Looking forward to the last few. Thanks, Bird J. I appreciate it, man. They call me Hickory. Hey, Hickory. He says, do you still plan to go back to finish at Springer, Amicalola? Yes, I'm definitely going to finish that, at least at Springer. I'm thinking Amicalola is probably closed. And I know that is a state park that you have to drive way up and park to even get to the trailheads. So if that's shut down, I'm probably going to skip that. But yeah, I definitely will do Springer for sure. So Matthew Wrightington says, I'm getting ready to go Sobo soon. How is the resupply situation on trail? I mean, when I was on it, I don't know about New England or nothing. But when I was on it, I would go to the Dollar Lee or Dollar General, the dollar stores, and they were stocked, man. I mean, it seems like they just have an endless supply coming in, Dollar General. Are there police patrolling the trail or blocking the trailheads? None that I saw when I was out there, and I haven't heard anyone say there are, so I don't think there are, man. I would be really surprised. I mean, I hope not. Eric Avery says, hey man, it's Dead Goat. We met at the Green Mountain Hostel back in September. Yes, man, that was a great hostel too, dude. Just want to let you know Grumpy and I made it to Canada. Awesome, man. Been great following you on YouTube. That's cool, man. Thanks for following me, man. I remember y'all for sure, dude. That was a great hostel too. I'm glad y'all finished the long trail. That's awesome, Eric. Ron Parks, I'm pulling for you, dude. Thanks, man. Let me see. Oh, Ron Chris says, no vaccine for me either. I was forced to take a flu vaccine every year when I was in healthcare. I only took the flu shot once, and the year I took the flu shot, I got the flu that year. And I don't usually get the flu. I just happened to be at the doctor's office, and they were like, oh, you want to take a flu shot? And this was a while ago. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure, why not? And yeah, and I ended up getting the flu that year. I don't know, man. It's the whole idea of trusting the government and just And then you find out all this medication and stuff comes from China too. I'm like, oh my God. I did not even know that, man. I don't know. I just don't, I'm not even gonna get into that too much. It's just Indy 67 says, "Hi Quicksand. So will you be blogging when you go back on trail? I've been following you and love your videos." Yeah, I'll be making videos for sure. N. Wilkins says, "I myself am weirded out by cows." Oh man. Really? I actually think cows are cute, and I'm not even gonna lie. I get a little guilty when I see one because I mean I love beef. And I'm not even gonna lie, when I see cows, I'm like, man, I get a little guilty, I'm not gonna lie. John says, "Do you miss eating spam sickles?" Man, I do not miss eating spam sickles, warm spam, any kind of spam. I do not miss it. And I don't miss like you unzipping that foil pack and then the smell and yeah, man. But the thing about spam is as far as like trail food, it's like a superfood. I'll tell you what, it will give you energy. It really will, man. And it's like it's almost all fat. And so your body takes that right away and uses it. It just loves it. It's great trail fuel. Let's see. Will you go Sobo to finish up SW? Yes, so I'm gonna finish that last section bit Sobo. Hiking Surfer. Hey Quicksand, what foods do you cook on the trail and what snacks do you take along? So foods do I cook on the trail? So I honestly I like ramen. Ramen's really easy to cook and quick to cook. And so I'll usually just eat that and then I'll eat a couple packs of tuna on the side, that barbecue salmon. I won't mix it up. I mixed it up once and it was okay, but it was kind of weird. And it was a pain to clean too. So yeah, I really don't I'm not creative with food. When I'm on trail, I just now what I do during the day is I just eat bars all day. I eat protein bars, granola bars, crackers, but they're in a bar, Lara bars. If it's a bar and it's in a little packet, it's easy to eat while you're hiking. That's what I eat now. And when I go back out, I'm going to try to save as much weight. So I'm not going to be cooking the nights I stay out on trail. So I won't be cooking. I'm not taking my stove. So I won't even be cooking, or I'll just be eating. I'll probably be eating the barbecue salmon uh, tacos with the Cheetos, like I usually like. Jason Austin says most vaccines are full of mercury, aluminum, formaldehyde. What? I know that let me see. Nicholas says, "I know that the bridge to Harper's Ferry is out because of a train derailment. Is it possible to get around that during this time?" I'm not really sure. I remember there was a trail you could hike through. I would think that Harper's Ferry would be closed right now, um, because it is like a national park. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, all I know is if I would hate to have to try to figure out how to get through the mid-Atlantic states and even like northern PA right now. And even honestly, Northern Virginia, obviously, like the shanties are closed. That's the one thing I keep hearing is that no one's getting through the shanties. But then I've heard a couple people said they've hiked through it. So, I mean, I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. I don't know. How are your shoes holding up? Chris Aconi. My shoes are gone. The Gore-Tex ones. So they just have a lot of holes in them. So they're just like that last section I did where it snowed. That was the weirdest thing too. So I get dropped off and there's a little bit of snow on the ground. Y'all saw the video and I'm hiking and hiking and it's just snow and pretty soon it's like just completely like a winter wonderland. And so my rain pants had ripped from the crotch all the way down to the knee. So I threw those out and I didn't get any new rain pants because I'm like, I only have a little bit to finish. I can do this. My shoes were gone. So when I was hiking through there, my legs and shoes were just soaking wet and cold. Let me see. Holy Spirit, let me see. Hold on. Oh wait, Kodak says, "Yep, Harper's Ferry is shut down." Ben Peterson says, "Any gear changes? And is your knee all healed up?" No, yeah, my knee will never be all healed up. I'm pretty sure I like destroyed my knee for the lot for life, but I mean it's feeling good now. The only thing I've been doing is just to keep my cardio up. Is I've been doing like miles on the elliptical, and just to keep my cardio going. But yeah, my knee hasn't been bothering me. It like comes and goes, so it's weird. Like one day it won't hurt at all, then the next day it'll be throbbing. So I don't know. When I get done with this hike and stuff, I'm gonna probably like really have to think about getting some therapy done for it because I think I really messed it up trail running more than anything. Let me see. Indy 67 says, "Quicksand, I still love your saying the government drones that they are." I still chuckle at that one. Good job, Quicksand. Oh yeah, yeah. The people. It's weird, and it's weird how I would get these waves of people that would come and like just start like doing these little like comments, these little attack comments, and it would just be like waves of them. And so every time I looked up who they were in their channel, a lot of these people weren't even hikers or they weren't subscribed to any hiking channels. I mean, a lot of them were, um, but for them, but there was a good amount that weren't even subscribed to hiking channels or any hiking anything. So it was almost like I wondered if I was on some kind of list where they just were like, "Oh, go and harass this guy and tell him that he should be staying at home and stuff and listening to his government and being a good citizen and all that stuff." Oh, okay. The Blazing Baker says, "If you're looking for the hiking community, it's in this room. Lots of love." Yeah, man. And look, I haven't had any like haters come on. That's good. You got to at least respect them for not coming on my live chat and harassing me. Um, are you going to Trent's Grocery? I heard it's still open, but I'm not planning to. No. David Wesner says, "Canceled my cable last Saturday. Would rather watch your videos." Thanks, David. Maybe I'll start my own cable channel. But then I'll become corrupt and I'll just like spread my narrative and become an evil genius and want to take over the world. Let's see. Let's see. Hickory says, "Oh, he's talking to Blazing Bakers." Ben Peterson says, "Speaking of drones, you ever think about bringing one along for aerial footage?" No, I don't. I'm actually, I mean, it's cool. I know people love those drones and stuff, but I'm kind of an anti-drone person. And like I said, there's that surfer, the paddle boarder, there was drones there too. That's another thing I didn't talk about. They're using drones. Well, you know, they've been doing it in China forever, but they're using drones to watch people and monitor people. Let me see. Linda says, "You see a cow and feel guilt. Why do you brush that way? Your gut feelings are high test truth. If we want to prevent any more pandemics, we have got to eliminate industrial livestock farming." No, I don't agree with that at all. I mean, I don't like, here's the thing. I don't I don't like how animals are treated and stuff like that, but here's the thing. there's a crap load of people on this planet. And if you think people can just get by eating plant-based food, Soylent Green, I mean, it's delusional to think that. It's just not realistic. Let's see. Oh, hey Craig, what's up, man? Hawks on. Did you get that gold frame yet? Man, man, I ordered it on Amazon. Did that come in yet?
It's delayed. Shipping's delayed.
Shipping's delayed. It must be the coronavirus, Craig. I will, man. As soon as I get it, I'm definitely gonna post it. I'm sorry, man. She said it's coming though. We'll get it, Craig. We'll get it, man. You're the man. Everyone knows Hawk, dude, what he pulled off this year, that yo-yo. And I'm telling you, I can tell you, just hiking from one direction to the next is insane. And doing a yo-yo, man, we know Hawk, man, you're the man, dude. That was an amazing hike that you did, and much respect, brother. RV hiker girl says, just saw your black cat come down the stairs. Yeah, my cats are crazy. EMG Gear says, laugh out loud. I've been binging on your vlogs. They've been getting me through this in-house. Awesome, man. I'm glad you enjoy them. I'm so glad people enjoy my videos. See, Scott says, I had canceled cable too and found a lot of these hiking videos. I've never done any backpacking, but plan to do my first trip this spring. Thanks for the inspiration, Quicksand. That's awesome, Scott, man. That's great, dude. I can remember when I just like was hiking and stuff, and I was like, I didn't even know about YouTube backpacking videos. It was more like books, and then just reading books and stories and just being like mesmerized and just being so inspired to go out it. And then I got, some cheap backpacking gear, and I did it overnight, and then I would do longer ones and longer ones. And man, it's an amazing thing, backpacking. Even if you're just section hiking, I mean, through hiking is a whole different beast, but just going out and backpacking, even just doing it overnight, man, it's just incredible, especially your first time. Like that, when I go back out in Georgia and it's like winter, because the first time I ever like did a long backpacking trip, I did on the AT, and it was during the winter. And man, I can never get that back. I'm always chasing that dragon, that feeling when that first time I went out and did it. Here. Hickory says, would you recommend a Sobo or flip-flop if things open back up in June or July? I would recommend I would recommend a flip-flop probably. Or like kind of what I did was kind of cool in a way. It got cold though, but like basically what I did is I started a southbound, and so I got to do the beginning of the southbound with all the southbound hikers, going through all the waves of Nobos and all that. And then I ended up flipping down south and doing a northbound where I was hiking with all the northbound hikers of 2020. So I don't know, that was kind of cool because I kind of got the best of both worlds. Like my first half of my Sobo was with the southbound hikers, and my first half of my Nobo was with the northbound hikers. So I don't know, I enjoyed it a lot. But I mean, I would recommend a flip-flop. The main reason I recommend a flip-flop is a Sobo, unless you're super experienced and in really good shape, a Sobo is brutal, man. Like starting on Katahdin, you got to hike up Katahdin and then hike back down, which is just crazy. Hiking down the Hunt Trail on Katahdin is, man, I don't know, it's a scary hike. To me, it was, huh?
So scary.
See, my wife even thinks it's scary. And then you got the 100-mile wilderness that we called it like the proving grounds. And when I got to Munson, so many people, southbounders, were quitting because it was just so hard. So I think if you were going to do a flip-flop would be better, because especially if you're going to start at Harper's Ferry or somewhere in the mid-Atlantic states, because you're going to have an easier section to deal with. and then you'll build yourself up to Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. And so that's what I would recommend. But if you really want a good challenge and just craziness, go for the Sobo. Okay, I'm trying to look at these. Can't tell where I left off. Mark Williams says things may open much sooner, especially in the South. I'm hoping it does, man, because the only way stuff's gonna open up is if people start going, hey, yeah, we gotta get back to business here, okay? Because if we just keep staying in our houses, I mean, they're gonna be like, okay, well. Let's see. Ron Chris says, I'm thinking of starting in May, hiking until Baxter is close to closing, then flipping up to Maine and doing that section, then back to where I left off. Any suggestions? So I'm thinking of starting in May, hiking until Baxter is close to closing, and flipping up to Maine. Any suggestions? No, I mean that sounds like a good plan. Let's see. What Jennifer says, what are my cats' names? I have a cat named J-Mac, I have a cat named Chili, and then I have this like feral cat that I saved named Jack. Tree Man, hey man, what's up, Tree Man? Good hearing from you, man. Hey, Hiking with Brave. Sorry, I meant to say hi. I just keep losing my concentration. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're planning on getting back on. I'm sure you're gonna wait it out. I don't blame you though. I'm curious though, Braids. Like, are you planning on just starting off where you left, or maybe like starting off somewhere else or something? Let's see. Tammy Hoffman says, does your wife ever plan on hiking a long trail with you? Maybe. I don't know. Do you?
Sure.
She says no.
Yes.
She said yes, she would like to do that. Okay. William King says, didn't know you were doing this. Yeah, I sent a post earlier today. It's funny, some people don't really get them all the time. Sorry I missed the response. Are you going Sobo or Novo in the I'm gonna go southbound, mostly because I want to get that section the Virginia Triple Crown over with, and hopefully figure out a good way to get through that real quick. I don't want to have that be my last part, trying to figure out how to do it. Hiking with Bray says, I'm about to lose my mind stuck at home. Laugh out loud. I want to do a flip-flop. Where should I start if I get back on in, say, May or June? I think if you get back on in May, Harper's Ferry is a great place. Why not just start there? Yeah, definitely. Or the Mason-Dixon, but you might as well just start at Harper's Ferry. That's what I would do for sure, especially May and June. It would be perfect. How many miles do you have left? Like a little under 180. Not a lot at all. James Johnson, did you get much flack from the locals besides that couple at the end? They said they were calling the cops. No, that was it. So I think you'll know, like, so when you're getting into Atkins, you hike through, like, you'll be in the woods and you'll be in like kind of like it's like a developed area, but very like lots of like houses on lots of property. And there's that schoolhouse. So I got to that schoolhouse and I thought the schoolhouse would be locked for sure. I went in, did my little video, came out, and then there's a field. So I put the camera down and started filming myself walking off in that field, came back, put my camera up, zipped it up, and I probably took like 3 or 4 steps. That's when the couple came out and they started talking to me. And I was just kind of like, going, yeah, and hiking off. And That's when the guy's like, "That's it. I'm calling the sheriff." And he walked off like the through the side of the field onto like an easement that you could tell went back to a house or maybe houses. And then that's when the lady said, "We don't want you hiking through here." And she just stood there. And I remember I kept hiking, and you come through the woods and there's a little bridge. And I remember going, "Oh man, I need to take a shot here." So I pulled out my camera and took a shot of me going over the bridge, because by then I was just like, I don't know. I didn't really think the sheriff was going to get there anytime soon. I was just caught off guard. Like, I just really was not expecting that. And so I was more just caught off guard and really surprised about it. So, do you like cheese? I like some cheese. Depends. And I have to be in the mood for it. Good old YouTube isn't sending out notices. Well, that's why a lot of the videos and stuff, because I watch a lot of people on YouTube that have channels on YouTube, but the stuff they talk about, especially with what's been going on, they have to do their videos on BitChute and Minds.com, which are kind of like YouTube platforms, but they're smaller, because if they talk about this stuff on YouTube, their videos just get taken off like that. And they get community guideline strikes, which is, yeah, YouTube. Well, and everyone knows Google owns YouTube, and Google is evil empire. What was your favorite day so far on this hike? Favorite video? Man, it's hard. I don't have just one favorite hike. Honestly, like Katahdin was probably, probably my favorite hike of the whole video, believe it or not. I mean, I was, first of all, my wife got to go up there and see all that, which was amazing to me. I just was so awesome. I was so happy that she got to see it and experience what it's like climbing that mountain, because it really is an experience. And there really is a lot of pucker factor involved in that climb. There really is. And so for her to do that with me, that definitely was my favorite day, I'd have to say. And then, like I said, Katahdin is just, it's an amazing mountain, amazing climb. That's why you cannot blame people for wanting to do northbounds, especially now I see this. And I would always tell everyone, if they were asking me which way, if I'm doing my first through hike of the Appalachian Trail, which direction should I do it and what month should I leave? And I will still say this every time: northbound, and leave in February. That's what I would say. I would still say that, even though the weather is so crazy, especially this year. I think you're just going to have a more enjoyable hike if you leave in February and you can stay away from the crowd. But northbound, I understand why people do northbound for sure. Never before have the 99% sacrificed so much for the 1%. Susan says, are there different trails that go up and down Katahdin, or is it strictly one trail? No, there are a bunch of trails that go up and down Katahdin. I don't know exactly how many. I know I got a t-shirt and it showed the top of Katahdin and it showed all the trails, and there were a ton of them. SW says, awesome. It'll be a Sobo hike after all. Good luck, Quicksand. Caught your foothills through hike video today, and your video journey has progressed so much. Yeah, those old videos, man. Well, you got to start somewhere. William King, you could have told them you were taking a shortcut to Dollar Tree. Mud Smeller, hey, hiking with, okay, he's talking hiking Braves. Gene says, did you ever get a comment from Darwin? No. So I was watching his video, and this person got on and started lecturing him about being on the trail, but he put his video out way after, because he had gotten off. He'd gotten off really soon. So they were lecturing him, and he was trying to explain to him, hey, I'm not on trail no more. I got this off, da, 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 da. And so I just left a little comment like, yeah, it doesn't feel that good, does it? And then he wrote back and was like, hey brother, I, I I've heard your name before, but I don't watch your videos. So he made sure to let me know he doesn't watch my videos. And I never thought he did. And then he was trying to tell me, explain to me why he was so virtuous and better than me for listening to the ATC and getting off trail. Basically, that was all the comment was. And so, you know, Darwin, the reason someone like Darwin, and I know people, a lot of people here follow Darwin. I don't have a problem with Darwin at all, but the reason a dude like him has so many subscribers, that many, is because he panders. Like, he can never really, really, truly be himself ever because he has so many different types of subscribers that he has to basically, just be like, I'm this Zen dude, man. I'm so Zen and everything's always good and smooth you know, and so he has to put off that persona. And I understand it. I mean, he wants to keep his subscribers. So he has to pander. And that's what happens when you get so big is if you want to keep your subscribers, you've got to really be careful with what you say. Like me, I don't care. I don't care if I lost like 1,000 subscribers tonight. Because I don't know. In the end, it's not about the subscribers or nothing. Really, it really isn't. No offense to y'all. I love y'all. I get so much support. But at the end of it, it's the the process of making the videos, doing the hike, the creative process of making the videos and laying them out and everything. And to me, that's what I love about it is I can express that. And now, what I really love about what's happened and all this crazy stuff that's gone on is it forced me to be very blah. And now people know exactly where I stand. So you either love me or you hate me, or you're just indifferent and you just stay on my channel to give me thumbs down. But either way, I don't feel like I have to really walk on eggshells anymore because I don't think there's nothing I can say that's going to make someone, I mean, who hasn't already walked away, walk away. Okay, let me see here. What is that tattoo on your hand? It's a tattoo. I actually did it to myself a long time ago. Like all my tattoos are like kitchen tattoos, like people I hung out with younger when we were younger, some of us had tattoo guns. Like I had a tattoo gun. I've always been good at art. And we'd get messed up and do tattoos on each other. It was crazy. Like I said, I've told people I was really, really wild when I was younger. And yeah, man, I was just one of those surfer dudes you always see that's just like surfing and partying, just having a good time. But it catches up to you. You can't do that when you get older. And you got to grow up eventually too. Let me see. So, sorry, I'm trying to look at these questions. Hey, so Bill Burrow says, hey, bro, good to see you again. What is your average pack weight? Looks big. My winter base weight, which I always am like base weight, is 13. But the thing is, like, I carry so much food. Even if I'm only going out for a couple days, I'll still carry a lot of food. It's just because I would get all this food and I didn't want to get rid of it. And so I just would end up carrying a lot of food. But so when I'm leaving town, I would say my pack weight is like 22 to 23 pounds. And I got to the point where I would carry almost 2 liters of water because I got so sick of stopping and filtering water. And I would end up drinking so much water that I would always start carrying 2 liters. So it was a little bit heavy in the beginning, but then like once like my second or third day, it would get less and less and less. But like I said, when my knee was bothering me, doing the slacking and not having the weight, it helped tremendously. Kodak says it's very freeing to be able to speak your mind. Yes, it is. It really is. And yeah, it would be a weird world if we all just walked around speaking our mind. I don't know. I'm not sure what it would be like. It would be kind of crazy, but yeah, it is. It's refreshing to be able to just speak your mind. Just be like, yep. Let me see. Crizzicone says, so true. Posted an out of character vid and lost a bunch of subs. Art content wins. Oh man, that's a shame. It's weird, like when people just like unsub because they don't like one video you do or something you say. Like, just don't watch that video and wait for what else comes out. That's what I always say. Indy67 says, I have to admit, I've watched some of Darwin's videos and had to tap out. Yeah, man. I mean, the dude makes good videos. And the reason he got popular in the beginning, because he's a very likable guy. He really is. And he had really good videos, and he still does. And the dude's talented for sure, man. He definitely has an eye for catching stuff. All I'm saying is that he's in that situation where he has to pander. And he knows he does, man. He had to jump when the ATC said jump. He has to. He put himself in that position. Ben says, when you're done with this hike, it would be cool to see a video showing how you make your videos. Thoughts on, oh yeah, that would be cool. Maybe I'll do that. Gregory says, the 1 year hike. I mean, it's getting there, man. It's definitely getting there, man. The 1 year hike. I definitely win for longest hike. I'm sure there's a longer hike than mine. There has to be, but I'll be up there for sure on the record books. I don't know how you guys do in live Q&A. Can't keep track. Good job. Me neither. I can't keep track. That's why I have to stop this. I have to stop the like the scroll you're seeing. I don't have that. I stop it. My favorite types of hikers are the ones who are just who they are. UER and IB chat. Mira says that. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate that. Yep. Definitely ER and IB chat are definitely who they are. They don't hold back either. Where's your cat? Gregory asks. I don't know. My cats come and go. They're just crazy. Brian says, love your attitude. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it, man. James says, what are your top 3 hostels on the trail? Man, you know what? I have to give a lot of props to Chica and Sunset's hostel. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. That hostel is nice. And those two, Chica and Sunsets, man, let me tell you, they are really genuine, awesome people. But they knew exactly what a hostel should be. And I'm telling you, man, it's small, but what they got going is really good. Like that Green Mountain Hostel in Vermont, man, that hostel is really nice. I'm telling you, that hostel was the cleanest hostel I've ever seen. And you know, I loved Uncle Johnny's. Just I like the energy there, and man, and it was really fun. And I mean, the hostel, I like all the different. There's so many good ones. It's so hard to say. Like Wolf Creek too at Socoa Gap. Lonnie, that dude, his hostel is amazing. And Lonnie's like one of the nicest guys I've ever met. I mean, out of anyone, the dude's so nice. Man, so many good hostels. I don't even. Jennifer says, I tried watching Darwin. I lasted less than a minute. Very disingenuous. Can't stand someone like that. I mean, you know, I don't think he has a choice. Like I said, man, if he wants to keep all his subscribers. Let me see. Jerry says, I am jealous from Michigan and we cannot use a boat. Buy seeds. That's the buying seeds. So what is that all about? Man, I'm sorry, you can feel any way you want about our government and the media, but the whole roping off the seeds section, man, if there's not a little voice in the back of your head going, this is suspicious, you might be a sheep. You might just be a sheep. Okay, let's see. Kodak says, I've read a bunch of books by thru hikers, and I have to say, I would love if you wrote one. Ever thought about that? Yeah, man, I think this hike would be a great one to write too, but I'm not good at writing at all. I'd have to get like a ghostwriter for sure. Man, I write like I talk. It would sound so repetitive and like just goofy. Because you can tell when I do my posts, I basically just type how I talk and it just like run on sentences and craziness. How long does it take to get back to normal on the trail in terms of stamina, etc., after a prolonged break like this? It takes basically as long as it took the first time. Like when I get back on, I'll be a little bit out of shape for sure. But that's just the way it is, you know. But you get back into it quick. And like I said, I'm not doing super huge miles, but I'm gonna try to do bigger miles this time, especially when I'm slacking, just so I can finish this up quick. You have some Chopper Outdoors says you have some of the best vids out there. Your camera placement is so good. You definitely have an eye for the details. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. The one thing is making videos every day for what I have 149 episodes, pretty much for 149 days, man. It will get you good at what you do. It really will, especially if you enjoy it already, like I do. But I think everyone could see that my videos have progressed, you know, since I've been on the trail for sure. Which is a shame because like Maine and New Hampshire and them were some of the best places. But I mean, I think I still showed it pretty good, like what it looked like up there in New England. Let's see. It's got to be weird after spending so much time on the trail. It is, but it's amazing how quick you get used to being at home. Like after like a week, you feel like you've been at home forever. It's kind of weird how quick, at least for me, I adjust. Senior moment. Good luck kickstarting continuation of your hike through the Triple Crown section. Itching to resume my hike. Will be flip-flopping to hit Maine and New Hampshire in July and August. Cool senior moment, man. I really hope you get out there, brother. Let me see. SW says maybe instead of a book, a documentary, like recap of this year's hike. Gene says, what is the secret for getting over being scared tenting in the middle of nowhere in the dark by yourself? Okay, Gene, here's what you got to do. You got to go on the darkest night by yourself, find like the creepiest place to camp at, and like download a really, really scary movie, like a Bigfoot movie, maybe in particular on your phone, and just go and do it and watch that whole movie, go to sleep. And after that, you'll either never want to do it again or your fear will be gone. I guarantee you that'll work. By chance, are you going to have a blooper reel? I don't know. I might. David says, Quicksand, you got a far bigger story to tell. Your book should not just be about hiking. I know. William King, what did you think of the summit of Mount Washington? If you watch my video, it's funny. So me and this guy Gretzky, this young guy I was hiking with, which I love Gretzky, one of my favorite guys hiking with him. So we're hiking up to the top of Mount Washington, and there's this whole crowd on the top, and they're all like taking pictures, like someone would if they saw like a herd of buffalo at a national park, right? And we're hiking, and we keep looking behind us because we're like, what are these people taking pictures of? And all of a sudden, we realize it's us. And I realize they're all just like sitting there gawking, taking pictures of us, and so, you know, and we've been hiking all day and we're just and they wouldn't move. So when we got to the top, they wouldn't move out of the way. And we're like, hey, well, I'm on the side of the mountain. Can I get up to the top? And yeah, so when I got up to the top of Mount Washington, it's just, you know, there's tons of people up there. It's basically like a theme park up there. And, but There's places to get warmth, get out of the wind. There's food to eat up there and snacks. And so, yeah, I mean, it depends, you know. If you're one of those people looking for like solitude and stuff like that, it's like, especially hiking at Southbound, you were just total solitude. And then all of a sudden you're just on Disneyland on the top of the mountain. And then you drop down, you're back in solitude. So Mount Washington was just like, I mean, it's cool in its own way, but it's definitely like touristy, and I don't know. It definitely was. It's not like I think the best climb at all on the AT. So Ben says, "Dude, you ever think you already had the virus and you're immune now? That weird sickness you had for a few days." Okay, people have been saying this. So here's the thing. Let's just say I did have the virus, right? This virus. So I had this virus and I was able to hike like 16, 17 miles through frigid conditions in the Smokies, in the snow. If I had the virus, then that virus is way, way overhyped. That's all I'm saying, because if that was the virus, I mean, I felt worn down and like a little fluish, but if that was it and I was still able to traverse all that and deal with all those elements, then like I said, even if that was the case, I mean, that's, I don't know. That's all I'm going to say about that. What Will says, what will you do after you finish the AT? What's next on the list? Well, I don't have anything planned really. Like I said, I'd like to do the PCT eventually, but I don't have anything on the list. Like I said, I am planning to do like this. I'm gonna do like a little fall series. It'd probably just be the AT though. I'll probably go back to like Tennessee and hit like, I'm thinking about hitting like Little Hump and Big Hump again, and Roan Mountain, and Mount Rogers and Grayson Highlands again. I would love to do that. So that's what I'm thinking about hitting again, maybe during the fall. But other than that, I don't really have any plans. Okay, let's see. I definitely love to see an end of hike compilation video. An hour wouldn't be enough. We'll see. We'll see what happens. William says Mount Washington is like a theme park. I live near it. Yeah, it really is, man. I mean, you can drive up there and take the train and stuff. And talked to Eduardo the Pony lately. Brian Ford. No, Eduardo was one of those too, man. He must have watched my videos. He dumped me. And I liked him a lot, man. He was a good hiking partner. The virus you had was called the flu. Yes, probably. I mean, it felt like a mild grade flu. That's what it felt like to me. Will the police arrest people if they see you obviously have hiking gear? They probably will. So I was thinking about just wearing like a like a fly fishing costume, and just walking around with a fly fishing pole, and just telling them I'm fly fishing and stuff and I'm lost and can't find the river. Or yeah, or I might just carry some golf clubs with me. Like some lightweight golf clubs. I have to talk to Bearcord and see if he can hook me up with some lightweight golf clubs. It might not bother me. I'll just say I'm looking for my ball. Well, I mean, it looks like that's the last of the questions. So, and man, it's been an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna say about that, Gump. That's right, man. That's my thing. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Man, I love Forrest Gump. I'm sure y'all can tell. I use I got a lot of my characteristics from him. I studied Forrest Gump thoroughly. Where do you pull from all of your awesome music you use on your videos? So I use this, I get it from this music site called Epidemic Sound. And it's just a website, and they have all kinds of copyright free music on there. So you can either pay for the songs individually, or you can get like a membership. That's what I did. I just got a membership because I knew I was going to be using it so much. And apparently, I haven't stopped my membership, but apparently, even after you stop your membership, the music you use on your videos will not be taken off. You can still use them. And I learned that from Ivy Chat because I liked his music, and he said, "Oh, I get mine from Epidemic Sound." A lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, not just backpacking YouTubers, get their music from Epidemic Sound. Have you seen my baseball? All right, y'all. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. It's been an hour and 35 minutes, man. That's a long time. But I appreciate everyone. Okay, people want to know how I got my trail name. Man, I've talked about this so many times, and such a dumb story too. Okay, so quicksand is the quick part just comes from my hiking pace. Like I had a quick hiking pace, and the sand part comes. I grew up in Cocoa Beach, Merritt Island area, on the beach surfing as a kid, and I always surfed for a while till I moved to Georgia. So that's where the sand part comes from. So quicksand. So yeah, it's not really an interesting story. I just really liked the way it sounded, so I was like, "Oh, cool! I'm gonna take that name." Getting arrested would be a walk in the park for you. You were in the monument trade. Man, the truth is, I'm not gonna lie, I've been arrested like 5 or 6 times, always for like dumb, petty stuff. Um, but it's no fun at all. But you get out and it's an experience. Yep, the food's horrible, but the thing is that people don't realize is like people think it's like the movies, but it's not. No one messes with you when you go into jail and holding because everyone's just like everyone doesn't want to be there. Most people are hungover or like whatever. So yeah. But I'm hoping I definitely don't get arrested because it's been a long time, put it that way, since I've been arrested. All right, y'all. So I am definitely going to end it now. Thank you all for joining, and I can't wait to get back on trail and make some new videos for y'all and for me. And I'm just gonna, try to just get on with my hike, do my hike, and just try to ignore all the negativity the best I can, and just concentrate on that. And if you get arrested in California, they'll turn you loose and give you a check. Well, dang, man, maybe I'll go do the PCT then. And shoot, I think they'll do that in Northern Virginia anyway. So, but anyways, y'all, thanks so much, and I will talk to y'all soon. All right. I hope I can turn this off this time. Last time I didn't do that good. Just act right. Oh yeah. All right, y'all.